CFP.com.
Since discovering Limitless Mail, thousands of men have changed their lives. They've experienced more energy, sharper thinking, fat loss, muscle gain, and a boost in sex appeal. Men are loving life again, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Wives, kids, even coworkers are seeing the difference. Limitless Mail is a guy changer. We provide custom treatment plans to ensure both safety and maximum benefits. Don't settle for cookie-cutter solutions. Limitless Mail is the powerhouse in men's health. Schedule your free consult.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of snow this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high around 35. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies with light winds and a high around 30. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. Or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman, Old School. We're live at 1040 O Street on this January 2nd. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Obviously, with the unfortunate situations across America, it definitely spreading some good vibes out there. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andromat, and 168th and Maple up there in the O. A lot to talk about. Obviously, another round of college football playoffs. One game, actually, obviously, for obvious reasons, going on today. We got Husker basketball in about 48 hours to facing their stiffest challenge, in my opinion, with UCLA coming in. The women's team faced Juju and got jujued. But more importantly, DP and Austin, how was your New Year's?
I slept. And then yesterday I watched some football and then slept. And thank goodness that my brain reacts to the audio version of it. So it kind of learned when to wake up and open your eyes and do what you're doing. But thankful for Arizona State's performance to make it interesting. Appreciative of Ohio State being the machine, like that version of Ohio State. It's good to see it and not just,
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah,
better late than never, right?
Not just play the SEC hypothetical games thing with it.
Well, I mean, it all answered all the questions about, quite frankly, we forget that the games still have to be played.
Yeah.
The games have to be played. Like everything you've done to this point is just is resume. And then you have to, in playoff time, it doesn't matter what you did before then. It just doesn't matter. In playoff time, you have to execute on game day. There's no more brilliant thing in sports that I understand the 12, 13 games that you had if you're Oregon, but can you, in the most critical moments,
perform?
And for Texas to be measured Like, we know that's Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hyde. We know that. So we never know. First half, we saw them.
Yeah.
Then we saw the other one. And then we crossed our fingers and said, okay, what's going to happen? Now, quite frankly, they just outlasted Arizona State rather than outperform them. And then today we get a doozy. We get a Georgia Notre Dame semifinal or quarterfinal. And Jay, do you feel comfortable in the outcome?
Like who I think is going to win?
Like your comfort level, like, because New Year's Day, if they had played last night, Georgia would have won by 27.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game has just got to, it's kind of, remind me, unfortunately, like after the first game when we played, after 9/11, it just has a different aura around it, unfortunately. And that goes without saying. I could see Georgia winning, but then also I feel like this: if Marcus Freeman, you can get the pretty boy privilege, but dog, if you and Notre Dame can't win now, then win, because you got a pretty dang good defense. You got a Georgia team. No matter what you say about Carson Beck, he's not playing. You got a quarterback that had a little bit over 2 weeks to prepare for the biggest game that he's ever played in. Take high school out of it. I know he was a really good prospect, but he hadn't played. You got a Georgia defense that's not as dominating with the plethora of first-round picks in this draft and future first-round picks. And then, so for Notre Dame, it's a ton of pressure. I could see them doing it because we saw an ugly kind of white-knuckle game when they went down to Texas A&M and played them, and it was a very physical game. Obviously, felt like Texas A&M had the advantage. I feel like Georgia probably has a little bit of advantage playing down there in New Orleans. But, I think these two teams, I like them both. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Notre Dame.
You like the players. You're not rooting for the program.
Yeah, that's a perfect.
Appreciate watching the players.
I do. I like it. They're physical. I feel like they're well coached. I like Marcus Freeman. Still don't understand why he wears extremely tight pants. I just don't understand it. And then maybe that's his deal. But I like him. I like the way he coaches. I like the way the players gravitate towards him. And I like Kirby and I like Georgia, what they do too. So I think coming out of this game is definitely going to be the most physical team. Whoever wins this, they're the most physical team. I don't think they're the best.
You wild though, talking about light skin with tight pants.
He has no reason to
right.
do that.
You're
you gotta give it to him. He ain't missed a squat day. He's bow-legged.
Right. Like
he got a natural BBL and all that stuff, but but he does like the extra medium
right.
pants.
Like
which of your teammates like to look good?
Dress like that?
Yeah,
Andre Reed.
Andre was.
I saw Andre at a dinner, and I was
he was just pretty anyway because he had good hair and he had a little Jerry curl. But I'm gonna tell you, Jerry Gray,
Texas,
Jerry Gray was a coach of mine, and he wore a suit to the game. No, he wore a suit on the plane because at that time we actually had to. It wasn't cat. It was
Allen Iverson rules.
We had to wear a suit. Then he wore a suit to the game. And then he had another suit or jumpsuit when he left, dressed to the nines.
Okay.
And he talked in the third person.
It's always funny. The best dressed athlete I've ever been around, surprisingly, was a kicker. Mark Mosley. Mark Mosley was the prettiest dude.
Mosley. Under that helmet, he did 23andMe. He definitely gonna get his feelings hurt.
Right, like he had the kicker afro.
Yeah,
under there,
good hair,
right? And he may have been the first football player I ever knew that wore cologne, like actually wore cologne on purpose, because he would do the old Joe Namath turtleneck, the thick turtleneck with the gold chains around it, right? And you talk about tight pants because he had the kicker's leg, right?
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure they were custom pants because one leg was almost twice as big as the other.
Yeah.
So, I would say there's some dudes.
Yeah.
There's some dudes.
Just offhand. I mean, of course, you get the normal, like, the defensive backs, and you got guys all worried about what shoes. Back then it was Stacey Adams and all that. It just kind of depends, but generally the DBs and wide receivers look pretty sharp.
Divas.
Shocker.
Divas.
Yeah, they waste a lot of time. I mean, they take extremely long amount. I mean, they bring the little kit. You know, I was seeing a guy shave after the game. I'm like, bro, you shaving after the game? You like, so, but if that's your routine and that's what you do, then you know I can respect it.
Well, so much of that was, again, being single in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah,
There's a different.
well, yeah,
persona.
yeah, but I just think it was probably a little bit of that. I just think some guys were very particular, like Aaron Glenn, who's a defensive coordinator for Detroit. He dressed it fine. He was a professional.
How's he dressing for this weekend's game? That's a big one.
If he was playing now, Aaron was like he actually took me and he was like, "All right, this is how you can make 5 or 6 suits out of like 2." Like this, you know, him and Tiffany, his wife, they took me like, "All right, this is how you match." Took me to the place in Houston because he's a Houston homeboy.
But your dad was a dresser though.
Yeah, but time passed though. The time passed. He ain't coming down there. Like
your
my dad would be in there for a week. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, I ain't that.
Like he had the serious fro.
Yeah,
in and out 44
sideburns.
Yeah,
like he had the killer sideburns.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and bell bottoms.
Oh yeah, he was
with the turtleneck.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
my dad still can dress.
Oh, I have no doubt whatsoever.
He's definitely
well.
He takes it way more serious.
Here's the question: Who's better dresser, your dad or Uncle Blood?
Not Uncle Blood. The best dresser that was in my family is my Uncle Grease, who passed away. Okay. My youngest uncle.
Okay.
My man was clean. Hey, clean, like a bill of health. Clean. Yeah, he was the real deal. But they took it back. I mean, I think it's just a day and time of like athletes these days. Like back then, like you had to present yourself. And you got to think, we didn't have any social media or anything. Like, so, you know, if you ran into like the owner of Ralph Wilson, you can't come in there like with your pants sagging and stuff like that.
It was the one chance because you weren't getting that access.
Because he's formulating an opinion. First of all, Ralph Wilson, I can only talk about him. You know, he had a home in Florida and he still would be at every game. So when you're coming up the ladder, you know, trying to make a name for yourself, you get one shot. Now, your play kind of overrides that, but your play ain't going to override much when you got Bruce Smith, Ted. You got to just get in where you fit in, right? So,
and you got to get dressed in a hurry in case he's walking around the locker room, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ralph. Yeah. Ralph was cool, though, man. I mean, I'll never forget, I was in between those dudes, and he looked at me, and I knew he recognized who I was, but he didn't know my name, and he looked up, and he didn't hide it. Like, good game, Jay. I was like, all right, you know what? At least he took the time, and then, you know, knew my name. He's a good dude, man. You know,
I think a big part of it, too, all of those coaches back then were poorly dressed. Outside of basketball, coaches were the high bike shorts that went to the navel, like up to the navel, and a polo shirt that you, quite frankly, had no business wearing, with a combination of calf-high, three-stripe
or whatever,
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then if you were old school, the old spot-built coaching shirt.
Yeah, back then, it was a nylon or whatever it was. Looked like it just hurt to wear, right? You didn't have to worry about it being wrinkled. It just straight. You know what's funny though is Ted Cottrell, who was my defensive coordinator when I got to Buffalo in Wade. So Ted would come out there if we do a inter squad scrimmage against another team, or we'd be down at St. John's Fisher and it get hot. So Ted would come out there. I'll never forget this. So he come out there and he wear a hat, and I always asked him why he didn't wear a visor, because Bruce used to wear a visor. You know, Bruce would always give the coaches their Pro Bowl stuff. Well, at that time, they would give you a visor, and actually it was just a plastic visor with like a wristband, you know, like around, like the wristband material. Well, Ted had this big old lake back here. Mm-hmm. He called it Lake Cottrell back. I mean, I'm talking about he had a full head of hair, and just like, it reminded me like if you saw Chris Carter, he got a big old lake back there. So Ted wanted to lose some weight. Man, we out there, and it's hot, man. It's one of those days up in Buffalo, 92 degrees, and it's, for whatever reason, it's super hot. Ted come out, that bad boy, man. He come out there, and he's like, they had a Buffalo's, like, I think he got them to, like, screen print the Buffalo Bills thing. Like, it looked like a trash bag from the pants, right? Then he had his socks pulled up over him, right? and then he wore and this was it was some sort of like sweat thing, and then he put the black like kind of baseball pullover on, and he was sweating so much. I would never forget this. He was sweating so much his hat. I'm just a visit because he used to wear these big old glasses, and it's coming down all up on his glasses fogging up. I was like, dang, Ted. He's like, I got to do this, man. He's like, I like my chicken. Because that's, I mean.
And he still didn't win. Like, you still couldn't lose the weight. Like,
any weight that he lost, he ate that double.
Well, like, listen. He gave me an excuse. Like, I'm doing what I can, coach. No.
Yeah. Oh, Ted was awesome, man. It was, but the coaches back then, the way they used to dress, the coaches back then dressed like the football version of baseball managers back then. Just looking, just a big old thick mustache, just kind of looking just busted. You know what I'm saying? And then I think, who changed it? It was Bill Walsh and Mike Shanahan. Bill Walsh, because his aura about him was, I'm just so intelligent, right? White hair and really smart. And then Mike Shanahan, he up in Denver, it's 50 feet of snow, and he got a tan.
Now, I'm going to give the two OGs credit. Tom Landry was
that is true.
Tom Landry,
he's got the iconic one.
Yeah, like he was on the sideline.
He
was the overcoat, right? The full deal. But then the reality is, your dad's coach was
Bud.
Bud was a different dude.
Yeah, but he ain't never let him wear no coats though. Hey, Bud losing friends. He used to lose friends.
Bud was on some other business, man. They all did it. Give Vince Lombardi. Vince. But Vince didn't understand.
Another hat guy, Vince Lombardi.
Vince was a hat guy, but Vince was a white socks with the black shoes and black slacks. And you go, Vince, coach.
Yeah.
Come on. Like some black socks would have pulled that off, bro. Yeah. You wore the white socks to do the thing. And then he did. Oh, okay. Before we go to break, correct me on Jay Foreman, correct me if I'm wrong. If a coach walked up to you and he was wearing shirt and tie, but the shirt was short sleeve.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. You ain't signing no recruits with that, man.
Right? Like, bro, you were so close.
Yeah.
You were
yeah. But that's the way it was. But back then it felt like the coaches, like, because they were dressing like with suits and stuff, it felt like they were just doing that just before they went to church. They weren't it felt like they weren't into the game. You know what I'm saying? Like into it because they were too clean. Like, just imagine they had suits on in a muddy game.
That's why baseball managers wear their uniform, so they're ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go out there and get dirty a little bit. But anyways, we're going to take a quick break, come back. We'll give our thoughts on college football playoffs, give you an update on Notre Dame and Georgia Bulldogs and what's moving forward. Had another commit for Nebraska. See what that means, and then get an update. We're going to do a portal update at the. I was at my house. I said, let me do it. Even did it on New Year's. Some interesting names still jumping in the portal. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy new year. They are thankful for many things from 2023 and hope that 2024 brings prosperity for you and starts off well for everyone in your life. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to look at their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. Or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Second segment, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman, old school. We are approaching halftime, and give or take, Notre Dame it was 3-3 Georgia and Notre Dame. Potentially could be a score here by the Irish. I don't know how good their field goal kicker is.
He was 8 of 15 coming into the day after going 2 for 3 against Indiana.
Yeah, well, then you just close your eyes and do a coin flip. So he might not be in about a 47-yarder to take the lead or potentially take the lead going into halftime. But before that, though, there were some games, obviously, that preceded that.
You got it.
Well, he did get it. Yeah. Well, listen, there's no time like for the present to start making field goals.
Don't let a man get hot.
And we'll talk about, since it was probably the most talked about game as far as the penalties and the excitement to start the game, the comeback from Arizona State. What is your thoughts of the whole Arizona State-Texas game? I'm talking about from Arizona State wolfing, just all of a sudden just calling it a shot, looking like they were going to get embarrassed. Heart of a champion to come back. Texas Longhorns, even though obviously they're superiorly talented, the amount of penalties, right, in stupid plays. And then having, I think, the haymaker, I'm going to give a boxing analysis as that if I was coaching Arizona State, we're body blow, right, jab, then a couple home run, swings or hits, right, to try to knock them out, haymakers. Where Texas was all haymakers. And eventually they had more big play ability. what is your thoughts of the game? Are you more impressed that Texas had the wherewithal and the internal fortitude to finish, which is obviously you cannot overlook that, because when you face embarrassment and was it 4th and 13 and pretty
Season
much
on the line.
season on the line to do that, or are you more impressed with Arizona State calling their own shot, representing themselves really well, but then also showing heart of a champion to come back?
Well, you have to consider all. One, well done, Arizona State. Being down and having things not go your way in the first half at all. Like, you look like all the stuff you talked was nonsense. And then, as they say, just like medicine, keep taking it, it'll work. And they stay true to who they were. Give Levitt credit for having some dog in him.
He cold-blooded.
He's a dog, and you have to give him credit for it. Scatterbo is everything as advertised, good and bad. He's everything, right? That his want to and his way don't always.
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, it was.
Y'all making me look bad,
right? It was. It was.
And it kind of struck me as Willie Beeman-esque. That, hey, we're gonna show you. Like, you out here talking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and do it, Superman.
Yeah.
Go ahead and win. And he goes, no, I need y'all. Oh, okay. Now you need us. We'll get to work through that. But then give credit. And I meant to ask you both, but it struck me throughout the course of this game that Quentin Ewers is legitimately, in my mind, he's the best player in college football. That throw he makes, that corner throw he makes, the last throw, is such a work of art. And it showed me that, one, he understands the game, great IQ, understands schematically, and then to make the perfect throw on the perfect play call at the perfect moment. That's where quarterback legacies are made. That he made a throw. That's a Joe Montana to Rice throw without Montana or Rice. And so I thought, of all the players left in this thing, who's the one player that I think could win the title on their shoulders? And I didn't see that with Ohio State. Ohio State has a bunch of people that are playing really well. They got a bunch of people at like 3 through 7, all Ohio State. But Ewers is the guy that makes me feel like if Texas is going to win this thing, it's his shoulders. He can make the plays. He'll get him there.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I think I'll say this. I agree with you, but then I'll push back. I think Ewers has a lot more to grow. Like, he can gain a lot more, right? But I to be honest with you, I don't think anybody's playing better than Jeremiah Smith and Will Howard. And Will Howard is playing lights out. That dime that he dropped to Jeremiah Smith after Jeremiah Smith did the reverse and scored, that's a drop. I mean, the quarterback play right now is phenomenal between those two. And you see a drastic difference as we're watching Notre Dame. No offense, Austin. But
hey, Riley Leonard just threw a touchdown pass. Gunnar Stockton stripped inside the 20-yard line.
Right. And then also, let's take it a step further. Let's not sleep on Drew Aller. So the two quarterbacks I think that can gain the most, both in notoriety and, like DP says, in legacy, are those two. They're both two. They both were so highly rated coming out of high school that it probably wasn't fair of the expectations on them as an early prospect. And how they got to different places is so unique. Ewers from Austin goes to Ohio State, gets that energy drink,
kombucha.
Based on like his faith. Nothing wrong with it, but he got paid like $1 million supposedly. Goes in the portal, comes back home. Remember, he had the bushy hair and he got injury issues. Cuts his hair and it Sark to kind of really takes him on, and then he goes lights out. Well, then here comes Arch Manning, right? Then Drew Aller, right? He kind of pushed Clifford out of there. Then he didn't, then he choked against Ohio State. Well, then now it's like a put up or shut up year for both of them. And they both start off pretty dang good. And then they have that little bit of a lull. Arch Manning makes a couple plays. And then here they are, battle tested, and both of them are playing lights out. They both have a lot to gain.
Is this the space, and again, of all the people that we're talking about, there are players when it's the quarterback, we have a different discussion.
Yeah.
Because they're able to make plays. Receivers, you have to rely on. Rashawn and Farley, we had that discussion earlier today. Receivers require somebody to get them the ball so that their greatness can show. And quite frankly, every quarterback playing can make two of the first three throws that Will Howard had to make.
Yeah.
He had antelopes running down the field in open pasture. Like, a matter of fact, he underthrew both of them, but it looked great.
Right.
Are you willing to bet on the quarterback that leads his team to a national title, Allers over Ewers? Right. Are you willing to bet that Howard plays up at a level, plays at the level and above of Quentin Ewers in their matchup?
Oh yeah. He's
got better talent.
It don't matter. And first of all, listen, number 2, 0 and 7 are just they're just as good as what Ohio State got.
Okay.
It just except for
that was my next question.
Except for number 4 is in a different stratosphere, but Texas got some dudes. Texas got better, probably tight end and probably line. I think Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback, but I think Will Howard can raise his level of play. If Will Howard plays like this, ain't nobody gonna beat him. Don't matter what, because Quinn Ewers is good. He's not that dominant though. That throw was special, but he's missing some.
Yeah,
like the one the bond right there. That was this I call it the bang 8, the skinny post that was thrown like it was a corner route, like under pressure. That's got to be a eyes closed type of deal.
Do you look at Ewers? And I almost want to give him credit for stuff I haven't seen him do, because he's managed to hold off Arch Manning.
I give him more credit than Howard.
Right. It's
a different type of pressure.
Yeah, to think that day by day he competes against Arch Manning.
It's a ghost.
Right.
It's LeBron and Jordan.
Like, it is a constant. And I don't think that Drew has that.
Drew Aller doesn't have that because James Franklin needs Drew Aller, because Drew Aller could go anywhere else and he could go to Oregon and be in the same stage. Will Howard is one and done.
Yeah.
And then you have, and I give
and did Dylan lose stock yesterday?
Dylan who?
Oregon.
Who?
Oregon.
Gabriel.
Oh, Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because going into yesterday, he's at the top of the pyramid.
He was the dude that was on. Listen, the way he played against Ohio State the first time, but for me at the next level, the worst thing that can happen to you is you start to see some things that you know exactly that you can't do at the next level. The thing that I felt like always could be his outlier is him getting off on the run and getting to his left hand and throwing it, because as a defensive player, you're not used to a left-hander. And he has a pretty good arm and he's pretty accurate on the run. But when they start blocking them passes, and I'll never forget the still shot. They were at the north end of the field, and he was trying to throw a check down, and he was up on his tippy toes, and he throws it down. And I have experience with this because when I was with Doug Flutie, I asked him about it, because Doug Flutie's 5'9", 5'10". He hardly had a lot of passes blocked. He's like, what I do is I change. He's like, I throw through the windows of their arms based on the protection and based who's rushing. So he studies like, oh, well, Bruce Smith got like really, really long arms, so I'm going to have to throw the ball with a little bit more height and velocity, and then I'm going to have it dip down.
I think what we saw from Dylan Gabriel is the stuff he won't be able to get away with at the next level. The book's already out on him, right? Some of the best quarterbacks that don't succeed from college to the NFL are ones that seem like they can do everything in college, but the NFL finds out really quickly what they can do and what they can't do. The easy cop-out, comparison to make is another left-handed Hawaiian in Tua Tagovailoa.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is Tua will use the middle of the field, or at least he's learned how to use the middle of the field. Everything Gabriel does is to his left or it's short. Bo Nix had a bigger arm than Dylan Gabriel did.
Better timing, too.
Better timing as well. I still think Dylan Gabriel's good, but there's not a surefire NFL comparison for a guy with what Gabriel can do and can't do.
And I don't know how tall he is, because he don't play big.
No.
Yeah, that arm slot thing shows up.
And that's where I think Bryce Young. When we talked about him last year, I think even though he is small, right? He looks like a count. He knows how to play big. He knows how to, and there's a difference.
Well, he's figured out his window to throw through, and and here's the other, we don't talk about it enough, that his offensive line has finally figured out what windows he needs to throw to.
Yeah.
Like, don't just get in the way. Get your hat out of my throwing lane.
Right.
Let the window be clean. And we don't talk about clean windows,
Right.
throwing windows enough.
I think Dylan Gabriel to the 49ers in the second round would be phenomenal for him. Play action pass. He can make you miss, and you'll be able to scheme him up so his height will not be a problem. Now, obviously, Brock Purdy is the starter, but him in that type of offense is really, really good.
Is that a Cam Ward situation too?
No, Cam Ward, the dude. He can go anywhere.
Cam's more Kyler, isn't he?
See, that's where I went with it.
But he's a better version, and he's got it up here. Cam Ward's biggest attribute is right here.
Here's my issue with Cam Ward is that I saw him at Houston. I saw him. Like, I can't unsee what I saw. And all the things we talk about with the transfer portal, Cam Ward is the poster boy for figuring out why you win it. Why are so many schools required, so many programs required for you to find this sort of success you think you're deserving of? I saw him at Houston, and I thought he could be the guy, but he doesn't want to be the guy.
Yeah,
he didn't want to.
He was at what? Washington.
It was
State?
an incarnate word to Washington State.
Well, the Houston camps.
The camps. Yeah.
We saw them down. Yeah. We saw him down there, and my thing was trying to figure out who he was trying to be. I thought.
I don't think he knew back then, but but that brother knows right now.
Okay,
because he's unstoppable.
Well,
cold-blooded too.
He's stoppable.
But the best thing, but I'm gonna tell you the best thing that's ever happened to him, from a prospect, is have to go to Washington State and learn how to be a lead dog. You off the map.
Yeah.
You have to make everybody else around you better. You ain't getting hardly NIL. You're gonna have good. They had good players up there, but not this. And then when he went down there, he ain't never forgot where he came from. I think we're gonna take a quick break. Come back.
You said a lot.
And then exactly. I said shots over about certain people. But
yeah.
I want to talk about your boy Skidaboo. Great performance, but some of the things that I saw from him was a little alarming.
Who wrote that song, Body Language? Which of the Jacksons was it?
You know what I'm saying? Talk about what it's like when you get in the moment of playing in your first big game. Is it about you or about the team?
Oh,
Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of snow this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high around 35. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies with light winds and a high around 30. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to look at their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized.
Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com. League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovboma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th. But if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit, must trade, and Costco.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. We've got a special guest in here, Mark Manning. We always pivot when the man of the hour comes in. Want to wish him officially Happy New Year.
These two together.
Happy New Year, Jay. Come on, man.
Yeah.
These two together.
I thought we were boys, man. I'm not big timer.
You the man of the hour.
Right.
Anytime that you come in, we make it concessions, man. Every time I see Mark, I think he want to try to grapple me or something though.
He does.
Yeah.
I think how do slew-footed guys do in wrestling, Coach?
How do what?
Slew-footed guys. Good wrestlers?
Yeah, probably.
As long as you got quick feet, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick feet.
Yeah.
Good hips.
See there?
Same thing, man.
That's the Jay Foreman story.
Linebacker leverage.
Got to hit him with your body.
Yeah.
Good tackle.
Jay Foreman story. There we go.
That Jadon guy, whatever, I can't say his name. The kid that played at Iowa. I don't want to give Iowa any props, but he did. He had a form tackle. Plays for the Eagles or Jets, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
DeJean.
DeJean.
Yeah. Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean. Yeah. He double legged that dude into into the turf that one day. I mean, that was a firm tackle.
Yeah. He's a phenomenal little athlete.
I wanted to your point. You were talking about Scatabo.
Yeah.
Right. And the things that he says before.
Did you watch him?
Right.
Yeah.
To see what he said.
I watched
before.
him, but we were actually talking about it at practice today. Our guys were like inspired by him, and the spirit with which he competes with, that's what people love.
Yeah.
I said, see, I mean, obviously a lot of, I'm sure NFL people knew about him, but he made a lot of money yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
He
and
stood
he backed
out.
it up too. Yeah.
He backed it up, even, he was barfing over there, but he's still, he's a tough man.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that guy on your team, right?
If one of your wrestlers went public and said, "Hey, listen, y'all can't beat me. Like I don't care what's going on in Penn State. Y'all can't beat me."
What would you do?
You know what? I mean, you got to have the right guy to do that.
Yeah.
And there's some guys out there right now in the wrestling world that, and there's a guy on Penn State's team. He talks it just like that.
Yeah. But does he back it up though?
Yeah, he backs it up.
Yeah.
I wish we had someone that could, eat his words a little bit. But it's you're a one-on-one sport in wrestling. It's
different.
combat spell. It's in football, you could give some lookout blocks and say, "Oh, hey, hey, I thought you're tough."
Yeah.
But obviously, his teammates, Scatterbu's teammates, love him.
Yeah. I think with him, I think it's he's very competitive. I think he had to take the hard road. I think he was at Sacramento State, obviously overlooked. Being a running back, I think the stick-to-itiveness too of not switching positions, because I guarantee you, people came in his living room and say, "Oh, we like you at running back, but we don't think you can play." And he went and he earned it, and he's taken over that whole university to a magical year. But the way he's built, he probably be a good wrestler, right?
Right. Very much so. I mean, his balance, I look at him. I mean, he gets hit like that. And then they showed his high school, he ran through like 8 tackles. I mean, you have a phenomenal balance and just not only a lot of agility, but the balance that dude has. I mean, he's a stud.
It's always interesting, right? And we'll have the full 5:00 hour to have Coach break down some of the stuff that's going on in sports and what's going on in college athletics and the leadership that's required. But Coach, this is that time of year where you get to be grateful and you get to be appreciative. You had some fine early season work, and now you're headed into this gauntlet. And I want to spend time because Northern Iowa, Penn State, Minnesota in between. That's 3 top 15 programs and the top program in the country, all back to back to back. And you have lots of work in store. And then we have the intention and effort to pack the Vanny.
Yeah.
We need to pack the Vanny. So we're going to get to that here in this second hour coming up. Jay, you get us out of here and then we'll come back and fire this thing up.
Old School with Mark Manning. We'll take a quick break. Come back at 5:00 hour.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services, as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th. But if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovoma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Strap up your headgear and try not to hit the mat too hard. This is Takedown Tuesday with Nebraska Wrestling head coach Mark Manning.
Facts don't lie. Wrestling is a pretty big deal in the Big Ten, so it's a pretty big deal to us.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by Stevens & Smith Construction. Here is your host, Mark Manning.
Like, the look on his face is pretty spectacular. Like, he's surprised by this. Coach Mark Manning.
Host, though? I'm a host.
This is your deal.
I'm your host.
You're listen, this is your party. We're just hanging out. Austin Orman, if you would please, would you let him know you can find that read for us and get us through it. But Jay Foreman,
am I in your way?
No, we had a read for Stevens and Smith that we need to we need to get at that. Austin will take care of that
I get to pick your brain for this first one, man.
Let's
I
go.
got to make a phone call, man. I'm telling you.
Austin, go ahead
I get
and give
hype
the read.
every time I see you.
Go ahead, Austin.
Go
Give
ahead.
the read. We'll let Jay go.
Takedown Tuesday, but on a Thursday with Nebraska Wrestling on 93.7 The Ticket is sponsored by our friends at Stevens & Smith Construction. That's an employee-owned company with nearly 250 employees with over 2,000 years of service combined. They lead the industry as a full-service concrete company specializing in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. Locations in 3 wonderful Midwest cities, Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City. You can check them out at stevensandsmith.com, SETPHENS and Smith.com.
And Coach Manning, because of these fine partners,
Man, Stevens, I'd love it.
We get to make a donation.
Yep.
For Nebraska Wrestling, courtesy of 93.7 Ticket and our fine friends. So,
amen.
That's part of why we do this.
Awesome, beautiful. I want to personally thank that company. I appreciate your support of our sport and wrestling and this show and the recognition our guys get. They're well deserved, man. They work hard for it.
You have a great group. Got to spend time in Vegas, and then even at UFC. You know, I'm posted up and I get this tap on the shoulder, right? And it's those wrestling hands, right? They come up and grab, and 3 of your young men are there at UFC enjoying the UFC, and we got to spend some time together. And we had a pretty good. They were supposed to give you a hat from the UFC. I don't know if they kept it for themselves.
They must have kept it.
Yeah, well, see, I'm just gonna put them out there in front.
They know I have enough hats.
Yeah. Jay, there's tons to talk about with Coach. So I'm going to get out of the way because you two have your own language.
I don't get to see him that much. I wanted to ask you. We talked about this is where I always feel I'm not an athlete anymore, a former athlete, but as you're as a coach coaching athletes, this is when it gets fun.
Yeah.
Like I think the mindset of, oh, we got a gauntlet, and all that, or like, no, this is what you come to Nebraska for. I want to ask you this from a coaching perspective. How do you change? Because it's time to amp it up. In how hard is it for you to measure, okay, I got to push them hard or I got to back off, physically. Then it becomes more mentally. How do you weigh that? Because I know as much as they are excited and juiced up, you are as well, because you're competing and you want more for them because you know what it means to them.
Yeah, Jay, great question. It's a lot what we've been talking about. We came back on the 27th, had great practice, but just getting their mentality in the right place, because these matches are all tight. Dual meets are, you're favored to win, and all of a sudden, a guy throws you on your back and you get pinned. There's a big point differential, but some dual meets, you just, hey, you win 7 matches and they win 3, you're going to win the duel. But we have a lot of tough competition coming up, and so I really challenge our guys to really step it up in practice. So that's what we've been doing the last 10 days is really challenging our guys with making them be able to compete and practice being uncomfortable and getting them in the shape they need to be in, so that we're not worried about the shape February 7th.
Right.
We're whipping them into shape now and pushing them hard now, doing a lot of 2-a-days, so that when that time comes, you're just, working out once, maybe twice a week hard and just maintaining that shape. So we're getting our guys mentally ready now and making them uncomfortable now and challenging them, because I'm a guy like, hey, absolutely. These are the funnest matches coming up. And, this is when they can make their hay. This is when they have a team. We have a team that we think that can be really super special. And to do that, you have to be special in big moments, and you have to rise up in big moments. And I want to see that out of them during the week, not just, hey, I hope, 2 weeks from now, we're going to, all of a sudden come alive and beat Minnesota and beat Penn State. I mean, it doesn't happen by osmosis. It happens by the work ethic, and then just building that mentality and building that identity for each one of these guys. So when they step on the mat, they're a complete team. And so, you're talking about, say football to wrestling, a lot of times people don't think about it, but it's so similar. Your offense, your defense, your special teams, your special teams are pretty important. Just like in wrestling, being good on your feet, being good on top, being good on bottom, being able to get away from someone sounds easy, but it's really hard. Grown man's trying to hold you down.
Right.
You got to get off bottom. You got to, guys trying to turn you or, and so it's kind of like that, just building that same type of mentality, but doing it with 10 different weight classes.
Yeah.
And just getting them to where they believe in each other. The belief level needs to step up. And, you can work hard, but if you don't have that belief, you're going to falter out when it gets tough.
Yeah, I think it's everybody has the different sayings. I think the biggest thing is like what the difference between hope and belief, right?
Yeah.
And hope is depending on somebody else, and belief is what you've done, and that's what you're instilling in them. I think one of the biggest things I think that guys could learn from is every day practice with a purpose. And me and Austin always talk about don't confuse movement with progress. Right?
Yeah, I've heard you guys say that. I love
that. Because it's the truth. You can call, like if we get, if we were young enough, we could go in there and wrestle around. We're moving.
Yeah.
But we're not progressing because we're not working on maybe our weaknesses or this person that I'm going to face.
Yeah.
His weakness.
Yeah.
Or what I have to do to exploit him. I've always wondered about this, obviously, just because for me, my only connection to wrestlers is I studied every player I went against. Particularly linemen. There are a couple, running backs or whatever, but mostly the linemen or tight ends. If they were wrestlers, I approached it different. And that was just because I knew I couldn't knock them off their feet, right?
Yeah.
But for you, say Jay Foreman's getting ready for a match, how important is it for film study?
Yeah.
Like just to find, because listen,
huge.
When you go against like Penn State, right? Wrestle against those guys. You're not going to go in and win like 10-2. It's going to come down to
one
move,
takedown.
Right. So
position.
So how do you go about it? Because it's probably a lot similar as football. Like I needed one. Right. So how do you approach that with some of your wrestlers?
A lot of times it's just like what you guys do in football and what we do in wrestling. It's you're getting your offense off, right? If you got a good running game, if you don't run the ball and second and 8, you're always throwing it or trying to, hit a screen. It's the same thing. The temptation's there I don't have to shoot right now in wrestling. Well, if I'm on your legs more than you're on my legs, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Because I've practiced those positions enough. But what happens normally, you see guys that are aggressive. The aggressive guy wins.
Yeah.
The guy that's taking the shot, he might get taken down once in a while, but most of the time, if I'm Jordan Burroughs and I'm shooting 8 double legs, I'm going to get 5.
Yeah.
And so what that matters is the other guy's not getting his offense off.
Yeah.
And then my offense becomes so much more valuable because he's not getting his offense off, and pretty soon he's just standing around waiting for a shot.
Yeah.
Right. And so that takes a lot of the mental capacity of being able to really force your will on someone is magical. Being able to be that dominant. I know I'm going to take you down. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. Because the guys are trying, like we're going to wrestle Northern Iowa. Are we better? We should be better. But you know what? They're well coached.
Right.
They're going to try to tie us up, slow us down. So we have to work really super hard to get our offense off because we know that the style they're going to wrestle is going to be, kind of like a team that doesn't have much offense. They're going to D up on you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting.
It's a very similar concept.
Yeah.
When you win, man, this looks like this guy's so much better. 0-0 when wrestling. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing when you watch football and when I watch wrestling is you got to get your offense off.
Right.
And the most aggressive people get their offense off. And the more times I do, I'm going to be able to score and I'm going I'm going to set the tone of the match. I'm going to get on top, and I'm going to be riding the guy. And then he can't score.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of that.
I wonder.
Similar.
Yeah, it
very
is a lot,
similar.
Yeah. As you're saying, it does.
Mentality.
It does make a lot of sense. One more question before I turn over to DP. I want to ask you, like whether it's coaches or schools, and I always feel like the difference between running like a system or being an offensive coach is just like essentially just giving you paper or teaching you. So when you go against like say all the coaches, right? Yeah. Is it a coach only coaches a certain way so you can kind of get a bead on, okay, Coach Pearson is the coach at Maryland. Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, he's been teaching this type of techniques. He likes these type of wrestlers, this type of body styles. This is how he teaches maybe late in the match. Yeah. So now we got to get them out of their rhythm. That's more of a system. Like, yes. Hey, you come here, you wrestle like I want. Yeah. Or is it harder to coach against the guy that say, okay, look, I want good wrestlers. I'm going to kind of give you like what I know, and then you go make it your own.
Yeah. That's great question, Jay. Most teams, there's a lot of similarity. Mm-hmm. But now the transfer portal with guys, going everywhere direction. And, some guy's been at Arizona State 3 years, and then he's at Iowa for the last one. He's going to wrestle the same way he did at Arizona State. Yeah. They're not going to change him that much in a short period of time. So you get what you're, No, okay. Yeah, then you got him scouted out, but scouting is really important. But, some kids, it's interesting. 10 years ago, I had a lot of guys say, Coach, I don't like to watch film. I don't like to watch film. Freaked them out. Right. Because they never really watched it or had someone break it down to where it's not to fear, wow, this guy's really good. This guy's really good. Because sometimes wrestlers look at, the more they watch, the more they build them up in their mind. Like, oh my gosh, this guy's,
special.
Yeah. Gable Stevenson. Yeah. He's that good. He's an Olympic champion. How could I beat him? Right. Right. And, rather than just saying, listen, this is what he does, and this is how you can shut him down. This is how you can operate so you can give yourself the best chance to be successful, And so that's kind of, it's funny how some guys really like to watch tape and then the other guys don't, but we have more guys on our team that like to watch, and they study guys, and they've already got them scouted a little bit, Yeah. So
is that part of it that coaches tend to either recruit or develop to their personality and style.
Yeah.
Right. And so sometimes getting wrestlers you may identify a high school wrestler or a lower level wrestler who wants to be a part of your program. And then you immediately are going to, do you recruit and develop to their strength or to what your personality and style of structure is as a Nebraska wrestler? So somebody comes, you see a high school senior, he's undefeated, but you see him in some tough matches at state tournament. Are you coaching him because he identifies to you that he can fit in your system and would be a Husker wrestler? Or do you think I could take what he is and turn him into whatever Nebraska wrestlers are?
Yeah, that's how I coach. I adjust to that kid's skill set, and I make him have, the basic skills to be able to be great where he can be great, or where what he's developed the last 12 years of his life, right? So I get him when he's 18 and he's wrestled since he's 6 or 8 or 10, or, I'm going to take that guy's skill set and say, hey, this is how we can help you, rather than I don't want to take a guy that's like, say, Jacob Van D and make him Jordan Burroughs. Can't do that. I would never do that. I'm going to coach to the skill set they have and develop what they do great. We have a young man on our team right now, LJ Ruggio. He's a freshman, really good on the mat. He's good on his feet too, and just in a different way defensively, but he's never going to be Jordan Burroughs or James Green or fast, explosive. He's got a different skill set, so it's exciting for me and our coaching staff to coach guys like that, because it is different, and I'm not going to try to make him something he's not. I'm going to coach him to what the skills that he has. That's what I think, good coaches do. You take their skill set and you make them better.
Perfect example is Antrell Taylor.
Yeah.
Walking into the gym, you see him as a certain physical type. He's got a certain character trait in him and in his heart that he fights, and it's tough to measure.
Yeah,
the kind of heart that Trelly has. But Trelly would say there's some things I need to work on.
Yeah,
and Coach Manning is really good at getting me to get better at the things I'm not good at. That's a trait that not all coaches have, right? Are you focused on that? Are you aware of guys who, one, identify their weakness, and two, willing to allow you to coach them into better?
I lose sleep over it.
I
lose
can
sleep over every
Yeah.
night. I'm thinking about. I know I'm probably but that's just how I'm wired. I'm thinking about how to help different guys on our team be successful here or there, developing more offense and just being unstoppable in their own way. I mean, everyone has that element within themselves that trigger that button needs to be pushed, and you're always trying to figure out how to get to that. And some guys it's the technique, and some guys it's that competitive heart. Like, hey, you need to rise up. You got more in you. You could go harder. You're a tough man. They don't realize they are, or they can be, all they can be, I think that's my job as a coach, to bring that out in them and challenge them. Sometimes it's tough, because to do more means I got to exert a lot of damn effort, and I got to work really hard, and I got to get in better shape. I got to stay in a lower stance. And you know what? My legs get tired when I do that, coach, and and it's uncomfortable. And that's some of the things that we've been challenging our guys with lately. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to be, because in the battle, in the war, I can't help you in that 7 minutes. You got to help yourself. The only time I can help you is during this time.
No, the best parts of going to Husker Wrestling. Listen, I spend more time. I spend more time on the coaches, just watching Manning wrestle each weight class every second of every minute in his head and with his body. And if I wonder how he manages to not just run out there and go, no, like this. This is where I want your head. And to go through it is fully entertaining. Yeah. I don't know how you go through this process, but you have figured out that you have assistants on your staff.
Yeah.
That may be the best coaching staff in all of collegiate wrestling.
Yeah,
was that on purpose to get that variety, each one with a different personality, a superhero skill, and you managed to cover each other in full?
Yeah, it's good. Brian and Travell and James are really good, and they all have, like what you mentioned, DP, different skill set, and they're all wired a little different. And heck, you wouldn't want 3 more Mark Mannings. I mean, I want people that are different than me, and I don't, yeah, exactly. And I don't want yes men. I want guys that are going to challenge me, and I challenge them as coaches, and that's how you get great teams. And so hopefully that just keeps adding to our culture, and it's good on the recruiting trail too.
Well, we need to get Jay Foreman to a practice.
Let's go, Jay.
I'll come to a practice. I ain't doing nothing though.
No.
Yeah, don't try to get me. I'm not getting on the mat, man. But I'm gonna tell you this though, man.
Oh, you would love practice. Oh man.
When I was in high school, it was basketball season, and we'd practice and come in our locker room, and I always peek in.
Peek in the wrestling room.
Yeah, I'd be like, man, what you guys doing in there? They're like, come in. They're like, nope, shut the door. And you know what?
Minnesota's tough dudes.
Well, my high school O-line coach, Coach Dan Henning, wrestled at St. John's. Played up there as well. So we'd always wrestle a little bit.
Yeah.
Right before I went to Nebraska, it was the quickest pin. I never would do it with him again because he'd always get me. Got it right before. So I have an affinity for wrestlers and stuff. I'll come by a practice, man. I mean, I was when I went to the match with DP, I think last year. I mean, I like that, man.
Yeah,
I like let's go.
They mix it up.
Yeah, I like that.
They mix it up.
Yeah, there's no other way to do it.
Nope.
So I'll definitely be over there, man. I like it. I think wrestlers are unique individuals because it's not fun. Wrestling practice is not fun.
No.
Now the wrestling matches are obviously the payoff. So I mean, a lot of great players and great people have become from. I mean, you can gain a lot of confidence that you didn't have from being a wrestler. I feel, because you have to face embarrassment. You have to be prepared. You have to be a different person off the mat than you are on the mat.
Yeah.
I mean, or you can be both.
Yeah.
Would probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Probably not be the best, I mean,
yeah, that's right.
And like I always check in with Jason Kraft. You remember him?
Yes.
Crafty and those guys.
great.
I mean, and so
We're getting one of his kids next year.
Yeah. And
Kate Zinkin.
Yeah, he won, the elevator wasn't going up, but so he fit right in with us. He was one of the guys. He fit right in with us, Mark.
Exactly.
The elevator didn't go all the way up to the top.
Yeah, that's
He's a good dude, man. So
he's a really good dude.
And the three guys you had come over that day, after Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, all first class dudes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Very respectful. I mean, so that's a credit to you and them, but a credit to you.
I got great young men on my team. It's amazing. And DP was mentioning it, just up and down the lineup. I read off today their grades. We had I think 12 guys with either 5 or 4 or 5 A's, and then maybe 1 B, but a lot of guys. We had 6 guys with all A's. So we got our report. Alvin Banks, my man, as our academic counselor, and he sent over the results from this semester, and so our guys did really well. And it's just it should be all the same, right?
Yeah.
You can't succeed as a student athlete just being an athlete. You
Nope.
got to be great as being an athlete and as a student, and socially too. Someone once told me you can be great at two of the three, right? I could be a great partier, or I can be a great student, or I can be a great athlete. Which 2 out of those 3 you better choose?
Yeah, you don't need to be a great partier.
Yeah,
wait till you get older.
Exactly.
We'll throw it to
That's
break
right.
when we come back. It's Jay Foreman, head coach Mark Manning, DP. It's Takedown Thursdays. We're doing this on the ticket. We'll be right back.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovboma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of snow this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies, the high around 35. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies with light winds and a high around 30. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
You're working out, eating right, living a healthy lifestyle, but your energy sucks. This could be a sign of low testosterone. Where do you turn for help? The answer is Limitless Male, the #1 testosterone clinic for men in the Midwest. Start by scheduling your free consult at one of our 13 clinics. If low T is the diagnosis, a custom treatment plan will get your energy back on track. What are you waiting for? Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Takedown Tuesday with Nebraska Wrestling head coach Mark Manning, powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. It's Takedown Thursday with Husker Wrestling head coach Mark Manning. Before we get back into the discussion about this roster of his and this gauntlet they're about to go through, Austin, let them know about our friends who take care of Husker Wrestling.
Gladly. Part of our lineup is Stevens and Smith Construction. That is what Takedown Tuesday or Thursday with Nebraska Wrestling is sponsored by. Stevens and Smith Construction is an employee-owned company with nearly 250 employees. They have over 2,000 years of service combined. They lead the industry as a full-service concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've got locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City. Check them out online at Stevens, SETPHENS, and Smith.com.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Again, the program lead, Mark Manning, joins us on Takedown Thursday. We're doing it this week as he prepares. Listen, it's a short trip to Cedar Falls, but it's a big one. And some folks would like to say, oh, it's just another meet.
Yeah.
It's just another meet. We got to do what we got to do. And if we take care of our business, all the quotes work. If we take care of our business, it doesn't matter who our opponents are, but listen, this one matters. Proximity matters.
Yeah.
The border matters. And a program looking up and taking its arrow shots at one of the blue blood wrestling programs in the country in Nebraska. but they have a roster and they have some performers. And as you said, they're well coached. What's the preview? What do you say to Husker fans for those that are going to make the trip to Cedar Falls and those that are going to follow? What's in store for Nebraska versus Northern Iowa?
Well, UNI, they got a history of, since Doug Schwab and Randy Pugh, they've been there a long time. And, they're going to put out a complete team. They're always going to put guys out there that are going to fight you. They might not be as talented as you, but they're going to fight you, and they're going to scout you well. And so, they're going to try to make matches grimy and tough. And, we just have to do our thing. We have to be what we are. And that's trying to score a lot of points and putting some takedowns on the board and getting our offense off. So really, I think, this matchup Sunday at 1:00 at UNI will be really, they'll be very rowdy. It'll be a great fan base that really supports them. And so it'll be a good environment, and, we'll be ready to wrestle and, let it go hanging out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but our team will be ready to go too. So we're looking forward to this match.
We talked about on the show, even with your roster, the difficulty in trying to get healthy, stay healthy, maintain health, and fight through whatever nicks, bumps, bruises, and otherwise that happen over the course of a full wrestling season. And again, even with a break, right? With a break, healing doesn't always happen on Husker time. So,
that's right.
And your opponent doesn't care how you feel. They're expecting you to show up, and they're prepared to put through. So let's kind of go through. I think you have a roster, and we've talked about it, a roster that competes at the highest level against any opponent when healthy and fully locked in.
Yeah.
What's the status? What's the mindset of your guys coming back from holiday and then preparing themselves to go through what is a brutal part of the schedule?
Yeah, it's when you got 30 some guys on our team, you got a lot of different personalities. Not all wrestlers are the same, and these guys are all, they're either 18 to 24-year-old guys, and so they've got stuff going on with their family, and it's not always smooth. Someone's girlfriend breaks up with them, or all that type of stuff. So there's always a lot of moving parts you have to be able to adapt to, and make sure what's going on in their mind, and how to help them out with those things, because they can be detrimental. You go a couple of weeks and you wonder why he's not competing at the level that you think he should. And then, rather than get frustrated, you just got to make sure you communicate a lot with guys now, just to make sure, it's battling the injuries, but then just overcoming it in their mind to know that I am healthy. Harley Andrews dinged up, a few days ago. He's back. He's better. Bubba Wilson's got dinged up at Kearney, more than dinged up. His knees, he won't maybe be back this weekend, but he'll be back. But, he's getting better, but he's not 100%. And so, you got to have Christopher Minto ready to go, and which he is. And so it's always a challenge, making sure you keep the guys ready, but you also got to keep them healthy. And, but not just health wise, but also just thinking right. These guys have a lot of pressures on them, or, different family issues that come up. And, I have a young man that had to go in today, his grandmother's passing away. So, it's, you got to adapt and make sure you can work with these guys and make sure they're in the right state of mind. Right.
Is it fair to say that you've done an exceptional job in building a roster with some depth? That if the thing happens, you talk about Bubba being not at 100%, but we understand that. And you mentioned, just casually mentioning, Christopher Minto, who, I don't know, casually walking around campus at 12-0,
yes.
as a redshirt freshman,
Yes.
sitting in the place that you've done a really good job in most of your weight classes. where you have your guy, and then you have somebody that's nipping at his heels, often tugging at his hamstring, trying to get their role. So you've been preparing for this. Minto, you would say he's ready for his moment.
Oh, he's ready. He's been waiting. We just haven't had a wrestle off of that weight class right now, which is, some people would say, but different things happen. Different guys were healthy, or someone was banged up at different times, so we couldn't do it. And then you're trying to, figure out, competition. So, we'll eventually have that day where they have to wrestle off, but right now is not one of them because Bubba's not physically ready to go. And so Christopher's done a great job, and we just try to, prepare these guys. And some people step up and rise up to that occasion, and Christopher definitely has. Minto he's a tough dude, man. He won the Kent State Open a couple weeks ago. He's done a really good job. The kid that just won the Midlands, he beat 12-1 from Indiana, at the Navy Classic. So Christopher's got some good wins on his resume right now, and we're gonna throw him out there on Sunday, and he's ready to go. His brother actually is on the team at Northern Iowa, and his older brother wrestled there, who coaches at Nyack. So there's some passion there for UNI. So with their family, and so that'll be great. And I know he's fired up for the opportunity.
What's that arena like? If you're going to Cedar Falls, what's that? Because not many places are like Devaney or Penn State. Like there's certain places, Iowa, where you go and it's a wrestling factory. Fans are going to show up. They're going to be mat side, pounding the floor, hitting chairs. What happens when you face UNI?
UNI, they're going to wrestle. Actually, I've never been in their building. It's their new basketball. Well, it's not really new. It's probably, 8 years old, 7 years old, McLeod Center. And so they had their old West Gym torn down a couple years ago. So, there'll be a lot of great wrestling fans. That Dan Gable is right from there, Cedar Falls, Waterloo. And so that's a wrestling mecca. Part of Iowa wrestling is right there, Waterloo, Cedar Falls. I mean, there's been a lot of national champions, world champions come out of Cedar Falls, Waterloo area. So that's a big wrestling mecca. There'll be a lot of fans there, and they'll be, the UNI will be supported well. They'll be excited to see what Nebraska does, right?
Yeah, it's coming great to the table. Hey,
it's great.
Yeah,
so,
here come the Huskers.
And you know what? We have a team that they're not afraid. They're ready to go on the road and compete. And I foresee that our guys are going to perform the way they would if they were here at home. And so I think we have a unique team that way. That's not going to change how they wrestle. They're going to be aggressive, and they're going to go out, and they like the limelight.
That part, going to the Navy Classic, going to Carolina, and going through that process, and again receiving some additional friction that you got to figure out a way to work through. You got to get back on a bus and make a trip to a different part of the state to get the meet down, then go to Vegas with conventions going on and people everywhere, and finding your way in that space and competing at a high level. It is interesting to me that young Cam is out there, and I have to say, I lowered my standard for expectation for him because he was a freshman.
Yeah.
Until you see him in the gauntlet, and you saw him 3 consecutive matches in the same day, just grind his way through.
Yes,
you got one.
Yeah,
in young McDaniel.
Yeah, Cam's a competitor, and his hips. He was banged up at Las Vegas. His hip, and he doesn't make any excuses. He's an awesome guy. Just keeps his mouth shut and does what he needs to do, and he never complains. That's a staple of a guy that can develop into something special. And you see that those elements that he possesses, and Cam is he's really fired up for this weekend. He's got tough challenges next 3 matches, and he's ready for it. So really excited that his hip is better. He had a hip flexor that was really bothering him for another number of weeks, and that's stuff that we deal with all the time. And you think, well, geez, why didn't that guy look good? Well, when you're in the sport wrestling, it's the second most injury prone sport, football and then wrestling. So, guys are going to have tweaks and guys aren't going to look. And there's a reason why someone might not look the way he should certain times. It's just, injuries are going to sneak up on your, bumps and bruises and, something that might not keep you out of the match, but you're not quite 100%. So
you don't have any 100% guys. That is not really a thing this far into the season. Coach Manning, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this 100%, this healthy thing. And then we'll let you praise some of these young men that are having seasons that we need to circle. But I do have a question for you, and I'll tease you with it, and then I'll get your answer when we come back. But do you ever circle a match on that week's meet and say, this is going to determine how this thing goes for us? We'll get that answer from Coach Manning when we come back to Take Down Thursdays on the Ticket.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of snow this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies, the high around 35. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies with light winds and a high around 30. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to Takedown Tuesday with Nebraska Wrestling head coach Mark Manning, powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment with head coach Mark Manning, Husker Wrestling. We appreciate it all. Austin, one final time, let's shout out our friends, please.
Those friends would be at Stevens and Smith Construction, who sponsor Takedown Tuesday with Nebraska Wrestling on 93.7 The Ticket. Stevens and Smith Construction is an employee-owned company. It's got nearly 250 employees with over 2,000 years of service combined. Stevens and Smith leads the industry as a full-service concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flatwork. Locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City. Check them out at Stevens, STEPHENS, and Smith.com.
It is a great deal to say that as the program lead and director, sometimes in identifying in a meet the matches that will kind of tell the story. And it each meet is the tale of 10 stories, 10 chapters, and sometimes you can write them in advance in your head, and then sometimes it can go left, and a villain will jump up and steal this thing. How hard is it to not just forecast this thing and say, okay, here's the matchup that will determine how this is going to go for us?
Yeah, it's I used to really get into that, this match, that match, but now in regards to saying, well, we need to win this one and got to have this one, it's wrestling. It's there's some unpredictable, algorithms in it in regards to, you never know, someone might be feeling bad, someone might be sick, someone might broke up with his girlfriend, someone might not have made weight well. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong, and the most important thing is what we try to tell us is just get our 10 guys ready and prepared. I don't know what's going on with their 10 guys. We can only control what we can control, and that is getting our 10 guys ready to go, ready to hit the mat, get them in the right mindset, and let it roll. Let it roll.
Give us, for this lineup of 10 that's in your head for Northern Iowa, give us some matches to look forward to.
Well, I think, 133, Jacob Van D, if they wrestle Faber, the guy that they wrestled last year, he beat Jacob at Las Vegas. He beat us in the dual meet, and then we faced him first or second round at nationals, and Jacob got the best of him. Wrestled a really good match and just made some corrections. And same thing at 141. They have a pretty tough kid. Brock's much better. He's got us, a couple times. We've got him a couple times too, but I think Brock is growing. Where he's a different guy this year is he's just more consistent. You know what you're going to get out of Brock Hardy each and every match. And, he's got his weight under control, and we know what we're going to get out of Brock Hardy. He's a much more consistent performer for us, and he's tough, man. Brock Hardy, love this guy, and he's going to, I feel great about him. Rich Levitt, I know what he's going to be like each and every time out. I'm sure that's going to be a match where they're going to try to have their guy go out and try to just make it a tough, grimy hey, if I win 3-2 or get beat 3-2, they don't want to get whooped.
Right.
They don't want Ridge to get big bonus points. Same thing at 57. Their guys really good. And Antrell beat him in a tough match in the finals. But, at Vegas, it'll be, we could face him again at Nationals. So I try to tell our guys, hey, you're going to wrestle, a dual meet with Penn State. You might wrestle them at the Big Ten tournament, and then you might wrestle them again in the NCAA tournament. So, hey, go out and there's no fear. You got to compete with a fearless mindset, and you got to go out there with the right mindset that you give yourself the best chance to win, and don't hold back. Don't come off the mat and say, well, if I would have done this earlier. And that's what we've really been working with our guys the last couple of months, is to be our best. And so, we know what we got a really good 65 pounder. They get pretty good. Their 74 pounder beat Lenny. So that could be a great match for Lenny to really seek revenge. They have a returning national champion, 2-time national champion at 184. So Silas got a big, but he, like I told him today, hey, you have great guys you work out with. You think Eric Schultz couldn't beat this guy? You work out with great people. And so trying to get him to be ready to beat this guy. Right. Why? He's not unbeatable.
It is.
He's not that good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah,
he's a great kid.
He's not that big dude in Minnesota.
Yeah. He ain't Gable Stevenson.
He's not that. We've got about a minute left, Coach, and I think it's fantastic. The mission that next week against Minnesota, Black. What is the theme for Minnesota?
I think it's blackout.
Yep.
Yeah, it's blackout. And I would say fans, I know I've had a lot of people reach out to me. Hey, I want to come to the Penn State match. The Minnesota match is going to be amazing.
It's the one.
Because they got a tremendous lineup from 125 to heavyweight. They have 10 ranked guys. It's going to be a heater. It's going to be great. And so
you did save me in Austin.
Fans come.
You did save me in Austin too for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Austin,
you got us covered.
Front row.
There we go.
Side seats.
He's got us covered. Listen, Coach, not that you need it. Good luck in Cedar Falls this weekend, and we will do it again next Tuesday.
Thanks.
As we get you ready for Minnesota.
Thanks,
and
DP.
then the other
Thanks,
Mark
Austin.
Manning, well done, kind sir. Greatly appreciate it. Throw the break. Come back. Taking weeknights, taking you through to midnight.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage